Well, I'm just going to say that technically there was a study that released that said men don't mature mentally until they're 50. So perhaps that's why. But that's just me throwing a little red herring out. While Nick has been so patient, because I have my opinion, and I don't know if y'all gonna like my opinion for sure. So, Nick, I'm gonna yield the floor to you, sir.
You sure? You sure you want to yield it to me? Because I've been hearing all this dribble for the past few minutes. And
So
I
I have a couple things, but I was like, you know what? Since I opened, let me make sure everybody get an opportunity to speak before
Oh,
I
you did
say
open this one,
something.
didn't you? Oh, you did. Oh, thank you, girl. Move out the way. Thank God. I totally forgot. Thank you. Okay. First of all, grace is an engine for understanding, in my humble opinion. That's why I don't mind showing people grace, because it costs me nothing. Clifton Powell did zero to me. He owes me no fucking accountability. For real. He's at a table having a conversation. We are having a conversation about a conversation. So at bare minimum, it allows me to just, understand where he's coming from. I have empathy. I also think grace is like a trademark of people who are empathetic, because that way you can really understand where they're coming from. The problem wasn't how that young man spoke to that, Clifton Powell. It was the fact that at a table where you're supposed to be finding common understanding as black men, that brother decided to deviate from the clip, like deviate from the program. Right? And he got emotional and he wanted to project, and he deviated from the fact that that older man was there on his own volition to have a fucking conversation. He didn't owe that young man no fucking accountability at all. Right? And if he had enough grace in his heart and wanted to really understand, because I thought that was the whole fucking point of conversations, maybe he'd understand, because I promise you, the way that man's probably lived his life, he hasn't been an asshole to everybody. He's loved people. People have felt loved by him. If you think at 69 years old, he was really saying, I finally learned how to love because in 69 years, I never loved nobody or properly. Get the fuck out of here. We got parents who acted like him and we felt their love. It might have been different. It might have been archaic, but because they were our parents, we fucking understood it. The other irony of the shit, right? Y'all young people who swear y'all so fucking emotionally intelligent, that was the most emotionally unintelligent shit that I've seen at a table. Right? Who's supposed to be more responsible for their emotional intelligence? If you're claiming you're that young person who's worked through and you've healed and all that kind of stuff, then fucking act like it. Right? Because to me, what I saw was the older brother thinking that he was going to try to impart some knowledge that, hey, man, maybe you can get to be 69 and have to learn some new shit. I'm willing to be open and vulnerable to express to y'all, I went through that. Doesn't mean that he was not loving somebody properly. That nigga was not your father, my guy. Right? The nigga you ain't talked to in 6 years missed me with some of this fake emotional intelligence shit that y'all young people, and y'all be so arrogant and ignorant at the same fucking time. It's okay just to fucking chill and listen. That moment might not have been about you, my G. And then I got so much more to say, but I want to chill and let everybody else get there because this shit is asinine. And also, and I'm going to let S&M go after this one, right? Because in a larger context, these young brothers was fake protecting black women in the conversation, right? Some of y'all who got a little extra sacred up in there sometimes be like, I want to fake protect black women, because in truth, the target, the black man, is the one you're really lashing out with, because he's the one that caused hurt. There's a reason why you haven't talked to your father, my guy, right? Heal that. Still, you still got work to do. So before you sitting out there pointing your fingers, work on the shit that you clearly are bleeding from in that conversation, right? But lastly, because I want to bounce past it to S&M on this point. If the conversation was a 69-year-old man admitting that at 69, he had finally he's learning how to love. And we want to have a conversation about accountability. And then we also want to talk about how, because y'all young people, whether you're 30, in your 40s, are so much more knowledgeable than our archaic uncles and fathers in them, right? Then please explain to me, do black women know how to love? Black men? We're going to talk about it a little later. But like, if the offense of knowing how to love, when are y'all supposed to get it? When? Because at least he's willing to admit he just got it. Some of y'all still ain't admitting this shit. Right?
I'm going to need you to go on and show that young man some grace.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to say, first of all, the fact that he said, and this is the fact that he stated that he's learning how to love from the woman that he's currently with. She's showing him through his patience. So to answer your question, that woman right there is already showing black man love. So And that's not even the topic. We're not going to switch to black women when we're talking about black men in the first place. We're not going to do the whataboutism that you be pinging me for. And then here you are doing
That's
it,
not what
even
I
though
did, sis.
I'm
That's not what I
note.
did. I was pointing out the irony that these fake brothers were supposedly protecting black women, but they don't never address the shit. Like, that's what I hate about them, about some of their rhetoric, because they don't even know for real, nor do they participate for real, but they got so much to fucking say, and they be pointing their fingers. Move aside, young man. This ain't your mama, okay? He's not married to your mama, my boy. Okay, I'm sorry. So go ahead.
So with that being said, for the young man in question, I do believe that he got riled up. One, because Clifton may have cut him off, but that still was an excuse for him to get riled up. The reason why he really was riled up was because he was healing from his own, or trying to heal or move through his own emotional wound that he had towards his own father. So there was some projection. I would agree with that. But he had a valid point about something, though. His valid point was that why is it the black woman's job to help you heal? Why was it that it took that woman that he's currently with to teach him how to love versus, because you guys are like, well, did he see it? Was he showing? So she's showing him, and his argument was, why is it the black woman's responsibility to show black men how to love or to heal black men from their trauma or and whatnot? So that's what I pinged on for that part of the conversation. I also recognize, though, that it was 100% a generational thing, because they do talk about this emotional intelligence, but let's be honest, that generation didn't have the same language for emotional health, because it's not even emotional intelligence, it's emotional health, because he acknowledged that he grew up with gangsters, hustlers, and so forth. And let's look at his roles that he played too. And now I know why he played those roles so well, Pinky, because it may have been a little reflection of a little something. But anyways, regardless of the case, I think that, one, I do agree that trauma, it explains the behavior. It doesn't excuse it. I should give him kudos for taking that moment to be vulnerable, because I got to say, this is the first time in a public space that I've seen a bunch of black men open up like that. And the fact that he chose to be vulnerable at his big age and acknowledge that, that's kudos to him. That is him taking accountability. And the young buck was like, yo, you're not even taking accountability, when in reality, he was taking accountability for learning now, for seeing it now and discovering it now. And as long as he's still on this earth, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're here for. We're supposed to be in a constant state of learning anyways. So regardless of he learned at 69 or 39, is just the fact that he's still learning. And so I give him kudos for it. It's just like a delayed accountability is what I'm going to call it. But the accountability is still old, and he's taking it. So the young buck was really harsh on him. I think the young guy actually needed to go back and heal his wounds, like we said. The one thing that I took issue with was there are so many people, so many men commenting on the fact that he may have been gay and saying that he had no right to speak on it just because of that. And I felt that was wrong, because he's still a man at the end of the day. And he also suffered from his own wound, father wound as well. So that's the part that I really was like, wow, that's messed up. But growth can happen at any time. And he seems sincere to me.